Howdy guys, welcome back to more Nippon 2015. In the last episode we went to see... where did we... Roppongi. That was fun. Went to see a graveyard and all sorts of cool things. Highly recommend the video. But now we're going on a trip to Kyoto. I didn't choose this. This was kind of forced upon me. We get both of the girls here to accompany us. So yeah, let's start it. I don't have From Halls with me today, unfortunately, so... yeah. Wallets? Check. Change of clothes? Check. Okay, in that case, our 1 night, 2 day stay in Kyoto. Let's go! Hooray! Now, as for our itinerary from Tokyo to Kyoto, we'll get on the Shinkansen from here at Tokyo Station. The Shinkansen! Well, what is it? Are you that fired up about riding the Shinkansen? Of course I am. It's the Shinkansen, you know, the Shinkansen. Not only is the fastest train in the world, but you can't deny this is the safest, most technologically advanced train out there. Wow, is it really? It sure is. I mean, I've been hoping to ride the Shinkansen at least once. Really looking forward to this. I'm sure you are, but first we need to buy our tickets. Let's do that. First, there are several Shinkansen lines when you get up Tokyo. The one that goes to Kyoto is called the Tokaido Shinkansen. Okay. There are also 3 kinds of Tokaido Shinkansen, as if it wasn't confusing enough. The Nozomi, the Hikari, and the Kodama. That's right, the Kodama stops at every station, but the Hikari and Nozomi only stop at the important ones. There's special express trains in every sense of the word. Between the two, the Nozomi takes shorter stops at each station than the Hikari. There are about 500 kilometers between Tokyo and Kyoto. The Nozomi makes the trip in about 2 hours and 20 minutes. That's even faster than I thought. By the way, all the trains cost the same amount, so if you're going to a major station like Kyoto or Osaka, it's better to take the Nozomi. I see. Now about the tickets. To ride the Shinkansen, you'll need both a boarding pass and a special express ticket. Then you'll choose between free seating or reserved seating. Okay. A one-way free seating ticket to Kyoto is about 13,000 yen, but oh my god, 13,000 yen. Round-trip ticket is a little cheaper each way, so it's best to go round-trip for your boarding pass whenever possible. Okay, got it, I'll remember that. Now, when you buy them in Japanese JR stations, there are ticket counters called Midori no Madochi. Larger stations just use vending machines. I know what Midori means. Midori means green. Also, in some stations, you can purchase tickets from travel agency counters. That's right, when you're using a rail pass, you can't use the Nozomi, so be careful. You go to a travel agency, you can sometimes buy them in a bundle with hotel reservations at a discounted price. Wow. Alright, Onishan, when we go to Kyoto, make sure our seats are... I got it, on the right side, right? Yeah, you always know what I'm thinking, Onishan. Why? Why on the right side? Because. Nope, not telling you right now. You'll see soon enough. What? Now you got me all curious. Tell me. No way. Ben Makoto? No way, don't tell him. Yes, I know. Damn it, I want to know. I hate not knowing things. Now first we'll buy the tickets, then grab our bento and board the train. We're buying bento before we get on the train. Of course, there used to be restaurant cars on the Shinkansen itself, but as travel times got faster and faster, the train company stopped doing it because there was less of a need to eat a full meal on the train. So, for replacement, larger stations started selling bento, special bento known as ekiben, that contain the region's specialty food. Eating an ekiben while chatting with friends and watching the scenery pass by is part of the fun of the train ride. Yeah. In other words, it's a way to make the trip itself special. That's exactly it. It's not just a mode of transportation, but part of the journey. It's getting really exciting. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Holy shit. $120! Ugh. This bullshit. I didn't ask for this trip. I didn't even want to go to Kyoto. No, I want to stay in Tokyo. There's plenty left to see. But no. So we bought our bento. Got through the gate, now we wait for the Shinkansen to arrive. You're like a little kid. But, it's here! It's here. Oh, look at that. Wow, it's so sleek and sexy. It's a beautiful train. It's a Shinkansen. It's the newest model, the N700. It's the real thing. Its form looks like a perfectly streamlined smart train. It's amazing. You can tell it's fast just by looking at it. It's awesome. Well, it's worth noting that since trains first started running, the trip time to Kyoto has been reduced by nearly an hour. That's crazy. That's fast. I wonder how hard they must have worked to shrink the time by an hour. Come on, it's fine for you to be excited, but don't space out on the train or we'll leave without us. That's true. We don't want to miss the train that I paid $120 for. So, have you calmed down a little? Huh? You're insane. I've been calm the whole time. Please, you're insane is my line. You've been spazzing out since we got on the train. We've been on the train for 40 minutes now. You've been acting crazy the whole time. I am not. Don't say you're not spazzing. Don't say that. Come on, let him be. There's nothing wrong with him enjoying himself, right? Yeah, I mean, this is totally amazing. The seats are so comfortable. You can recline them so far. And even though we're racing by at 300 kilometers an hour, I don't feel the slightest vibration. Each seat has its own power outlet, and you can even connect to the internet. Can't believe how advanced Japan is with this stuff like this. See, you're totally spazzing right now. Now, enough with the flirting, you two. We weren't flirting. Really, from my point of view, it looked exactly like flirting. That's what I'm telling you, or not. It's gonna sound like you were, given how much you're denying it. Come on, Oichan, you're always quick to say such strange things. Sorry. Anyway, it's about time. What is it? It's time for what? Remember earlier when I asked for seats on the right side of the train? You're gonna learn why very soon. It's that sight, you two, look. What, we see Mount Fuji or something? That's cool. Japan's greatest mountain, Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji. The snow-crested peak. That gentle slope. So peaceful and solemn, but with such a presence. How can I describe it? To just call it beautiful would feel cliche. It's 3,776 meters tall, the tallest active volcano in Japan. That's pretty tall. Active volcano? Mount Fuji's a volcano? Yes, it is. It last erupted 300 years ago, and until 15 years ago, scientists thought it might have gone dormant. But when they learned that it was still active internally, they reclassified it as an active volcano. Dang, that's a volcano. They say the last time it erupted, the ash reached all the way to Tokyo. That's so far. But when you look at the data, we see that Mount Fuji's eruptions don't have a routine cycle, but the longest it remained dormant was a little under 300 years. So it could blow any time? Yep, last eruption, okay. That means it could erupt at any time, yes. There are various theories as to why it's called Mount Fuji. One meaning of the word Fuji is unique, while another is undying. Some theorize that the name stems from unique mountain or undying mountain. An undying mountain. Yes, that explanation would suggest that, as an active volcano, the ancients thought of it as a living mountain. A living mountain. Say, can you climb to the top of Fuji? Yes, you can, although you can only get halfway up by car, and past that you'll need to climb on foot. Generally speaking, lodges on the mountainside only open in the summer, around July and August, so if you want to climb it, you need to go during that period. I see. Mount Fuji, Japan's greatest mountain. Someday I'd like to climb it for myself. Someday. Not today, though. Maybe tomorrow. Thank you for riding with us today. Kyoto, please be sure to collect your belongings before you disembark. Goodness gracious. We're here. This is Japan's oldest capital, Kyoto. Kyoto was Japan's capital for over 1,000 years until it was changed over to Tokyo in 1867. Damn, that's a long time. Kyoto became the capital in the year 794. Before that, Japan's government was centered in their prefecture, and the capital would shift around when the head of state changed. Built about in 794, they built a new city on this land. It was known as Heian-kyo, and its layout was based on the contemporary capital of China. The city remained as Japan's capital for more than 1,000 years. Such a long time, huh? But, what's wrong? What year did the Edo period start? 1603? Wasn't Tokyo the center of government during the Edo period? In that case, Kyoto should have stopped being the capital that year. You make a good point. It's true that the center of the Japanese government was moved to Tokyo during the Edo period. But while the shogun had the real power in the Edo period, the formal head of government was not a shogun himself, but the emperor here in Kyoto. So even during that time, the Japanese government was technically centered in Kyoto. And even when it officially moved to Edo, Kyoto and Osaka continued to grow as if they were still next door to the capital, right? That's right. I see. So you could say Kyoto is a city that maintains the traditions, forms, and culture of Japan's good old days. I see, so I guess Kyoto is the first thing I think of when it comes to traditional Japanese culture. But still. But you'd rather be seeing the town for yourself instead of listening to our lectures, right? How'd you know that? Because we can read your face like a book, right, Aki? Yeah, especially when you're thinking perverted things. No way. A response like that. Wait a minute, you mean do think of those things? No, that was just an automatic response, that's all. What, are you saying we're lacking in womanly charms? What are you talking about? You want me to think those things or not? That's... Oh, you idiots. Of course I don't want you to think about it, you perv. I told you I'm not. Come on, Aki, let's put this strange quarrel to rest. Concerning the earlier issue, it's no wonder you're more interested in the modern town. Kyoto's still a major metropolis after all, so it's still gradually changing as new people and shops come in. I see, now that you mention it, I can see that's true. Well, as long as we're here, we should really look around. So let's cut the chit-chat, it's time for the quick tour. Yes, it is. That's what I've been waiting for. So where should we start? First, a word of warning about getting around Kyoto. Getting around Kyoto? Yes, Kyoto is dotted with all kinds of temples and shrines, so it's surprisingly difficult to get around it. The easiest method is the bus line managed by the city bus. Bus, huh? I'm not good with those. I get motion sickness. It's not as if we'll be on there very long, though. Don't worry. The city bus has a day pass that allows you to ride as much as you like for 500 yen. So here, this is your portion. Oh, thank you. That's my only chance, so well prepared. Tourists must use the 100, 101, or 102 bus lines. That's because there's a lot to see among them. Mainly the buses that tourists use most often have been given easily distinguishable car designs and gimmicks, so let's all use the buses a lot. Okay, then once more, where should we go first? Let me see, I think the best place, don't you? That? Where's that? Where are we going? Entry fee. Money, money, money. Japan ain't cheap, let me tell you. The Kiyomizu-dera, the most famous temple in Kyoto. They said the Kiyomizu-dera was completed in the year 778 before Kyoto became the capital. Before Kyoto was capital, there are temples that old? Kiyomizu-dera is known for how many hall bulges out how the main hall bulges out the side of the mountain. The main hall has been rebuilt over and over due to fires, but the last rebuild was in 1633, so it's still quite old. Built around 400 years ago then. Wow. It's standard for the stone buildings of America and Europe to survive that long, but for these eastern wooden structures to last so long, shows that care goes into them. I know. Do you know the Japanese phrase jump from the stage at Kiyomizu, meaning to plunge headfirst into something? First to this building, I assume? Yes, apparently if you gather up your courage and jump from here, your wish will come true. I'm fine. Many men would make the jump to show their determination. From here? That's really far down. Yeah, they say some people died trying it. Honestly, men are such idiots. Well, thank you, I appreciate that. But I can't help but agree with you there. As long as we're here, let's go to the Otowa waterfall below. The Otowa waterfall. Yes, it's a small waterfall consisting of 3 narrow streams. The waterfall has existed for over 1,000 years, and back then people said the water would confer wealth or long life, and they loved it. It's like a fountain of youth. Let's check it out. I like that. Man, why did that pop-up keep happening? Oh my gosh. Got really 3 trails of water. Each stream confirms its own blessing from right to left. They confer academic success, health, and love, respectively. Okay. So then starting from the right, I take the water from each and drink it. Okay, then let's start with the water of academics. Now the water of health, then the water of love. Ooh, it's delicious. It really could be the fountain of youth. What's wrong? What'd I do? Wait, now that I think about it, you guys only drink from the health and love springs and not from the academics one. How come? Well, right. Yes. What? You both look so serious, except for you, Makoto. You look kind of flirty or something. You got those eyes. And the truth is, it said that anyone greedy enough to drink from all 3 rivers will be denied their blessings. Well, that's not fair. I didn't know how that worked. It's bullshit. That's true. That's not fair. Yes, I'm sorry to say. No way. Why didn't you tell me that earlier? Because it wouldn't have been as funny. Sorry about that. So I didn't earn any blessings today. Could use the blessings of love at least. Well, now that I think about it, Makoto and Akira both drink from the love spring. Oh, interesting. $3.48. Our next Kyoto sightseeing spot is here. Whoa. It's a golden temple. Kinkaku-ji. Kinkaku. The king in Kinkaku refers to the grand golden carved temple, but that's just its nickname. What's its real name? I know it. It's the Rokonji, right? That's right, you really know your stuff, Aki-chan. Hold your pause until the end, I still know a lot more about the Rokonji. Then why don't you tell us all about it, Kira? Leave it to me. The fact is, there was already a temple here in the 13th century, but the noble who commissioned it was put to death for conspiring against the emperor, and it fell into ruin. Then around the end of the 14th century, the shogun Ashikaga Yoshimitsu fixed it up and built a new temple, which he called the Rokonji. That would really happen? Yeah, she's exactly right. Wait a minute, why are you asking Oni for confirmation? No reason, just want to be sure. Let me tell you, this isn't all I know. I also know that when the temple was completed, the grounds around it were larger, and completely burned down once. Burned down the temple? What, is it in a war or what? Sorry, it burned down just 60 years ago. It was arson. Someone set fire? Yeah, 1950 by a young monk still in training. Oh boy, I bet you he got the 3rd degree. Monk committed arson? That's right, the temple was already a famous national treasure at the time, so it caused a huge stir. Well, that makes sense. Then a world-famous author named Mishima Yukio wrote a novel about it. The name of the novel is, of course, Kinkaku-ji. Wow, you really know a lot about the Kinkaku-ji. I told you I knew a lot about it. So, have you read the novel? No. Oh dear. Mishima Yukio's Kinkaku-ji has been translated into many other languages, so you should read it if you get a chance. I will, definitely. He probably wrote it after visiting the place for himself, so it should be more interesting now that I haven't read it beforehand, than if I had read it beforehand. I'll be sure to look around for it when I get home. I think I might try to read it when I get home too. I see, I think you would get a lot out of it, Aki. Kinkaku-ji. The walls are covered with gold leaf, so it's gold as the name suggests. I've heard that ancient Europe refers to Japan as Japan, the land of gold. So looking at this, I can see why Marco Polo would have felt that way. What do you think of Kyoto so far? Well, let's see. At first, I wasn't really seeing the town's history and culture at all, but the more we walk around, the more I feel the traditional atmosphere seeping in all over. That's right. Kyoto has a lot of temples and shrines, so you can walk from temple to temple and shrine to shrine. Just walking around can give you a deep impression of the town. Yeah, that's true. How do I say this? It's more than that, you know? There's, like, even among the smallest shops in town, so many of them sell traditional craft goods. So that also gives the impression of a town that values its history. That's true. While Kyoto continues to expand, the city as a whole protects its traditions. I think that's what makes it so amazing. Preserving its history while taking in the new, eh? But now that I think about it, I think Tokyo has a similar sort of atmosphere. Kyoto just feels a whole lot sharper, you know? When I think about it that way, Kyoto really is like a representation of Japan itself. That's it. There's one thing that surprised me coming to Kyoto. What is it? The language. Language. Ah, I see, because it's not like Tokyo Japanese. Whoops, why did I skip that? People in Kyoto, Osaka, and Kobe all speak with what's called a Kanzei-ban. Kanzei-ban? Yes, Kobe, Osaka, and Kyoto all have their own dialects, but the general term for it is Kanzei-ban. I see. It's hard for even native Japanese to imitate Kanzei-ban. It's a unique way of speaking. I see, but how should I say? It feels like it has nuances that I don't hear in Japanese in Tokyo. That's true, it's fast-paced and kind of funny. That's right. When you listen in on an exchange, it almost sounds like they might burst out laughing. You remember what I said before, that Kyoto was the capital of Japan long ago? While that was going on, the city of Osaka was also developing next door. Osaka developed as a merchant city. They based their lives around merchant culture. So I think their language is developed around the interaction between the shop owner and the customer. Making the customer feel comfortable is also important in the business world. You mean, they make them laugh so they can relax and feel more like buying things. And it's just my own speculation, but I do wonder if it's true. The real Kanzei has done a lot to develop comedians and comedy culture, so you might hear Kanzei-ban on TV too. Now that I think about it, it sounds really cute when girls speak it too. We don't speak Kanzei-ban. Does that mean you don't think we're cute? That's not it. That's not what I was trying to say at all. So you're saying you wish we both spoke Kanzei-ban? That's right. Exactly. I mean, that's exactly the same complaint. Even without speaking Kanzei-ban, I think we make a good comedy team, don't you? Anyway, we have one more place to go today. It's very close to where we are now. What kind of temple is it this time? Oh my, we're not going to a temple. Really? Then where are we? Ta-da! This is Kyoto's premier entertainment district, Gion. Wow, the buildings have an older, more refined feeling to them. Gion is the gateway to the Osaka Shrine, so it's basically a town that popped up along the road to the shrine. The name Gion comes from the fact that Osaka Shrine was once known as the Gion Shrine. I see, so is there something on this street? Like what? Well, it's certainly a very beautiful street and it has a refined atmosphere, but isn't there like, I don't know, like a famous building or something? Yeah, no, there's nothing like that here, but in this place. Oh, look there, walking towards us. Walking? Ah! There's a woman walking towards us, with tiny red lips on a face made up in white. Such a beautiful kimono. Is that a high-class geisha? Sort of. Geisha is used only in Tokyo. In Kyoto, they're called Geiko. Geiko. Can I save money on my car insurance? Yes, and young apprentice Geiko are also known as Maiko. She looks young, so she's probably a Maiko. Ah, she turned to us and bowed. She's so cute. Hey, Onishin, I heard that back in the day, Maiko were girls around 10 years old. Is that true? That's what they say. 10 years old? Is she that young? Yes, that was because Maiko and Geiko would play instruments at banquets, sing, and dance. They were like flowers, used to add life to the party. And men of high standing and rank would come to them. So in order to keep them from offending anyone, they received strict instruction and discipline and manners from a very young age. That's the kind of system it was. So for all its beauty, their world is a harsh one too. Yes, however, it's now seen as problematic for a child to work so hard, so nowadays, you can't begin Maiko training until you finish school. I saw on TV once that there were fewer and fewer women who wanted to become Maiko too. I guess it's true in all countries. Jobs that were standard long ago are gradually declining. It's too bad, but... yeah. Ah, But the TV also said that people seem to want to do it more now compared to before. But they say the training is so strict that many people just up and quit. Just because you want it doesn't mean you'll succeed. But Maiko and Giko are part of an amazing culture. There must be more people who want to carry it on. That's it, as long as we're here. Why don't we call Geico tonight? And unfortunately, that's not possible. Why not? The girls will refuse first-time customers. Most people have to be referred to by an existing customer. Oh, really? That sucks. There are some exceptions lately, and I've heard there are some events where you can hire Giko for a brief period of time. But it probably takes a lot of money, right? I guess that's true. I don't want to burn any more money than I already have. That was just an idea, you know. I can tell you're pretty upset about it just by the way you're talking. Told you I was joking. I don't think you were. Anyway, as long as we're here, we should stop by the Osaka Shrine, then back to our hotel. Okay. Okay, let's do that. Goodness. Ooh. The Osaka Shrine sure was beautiful. Great. I didn't even get to see any of it. Well, let's head to our hotel for the night. Sounds good. So what kind of hotel are we staying at? Hey, Oni, are you sure it's down by this way? Yes, I'm sure it's just a little further. Looks like a regular civilian street. Is it really a hotel in this area? Oh, there it is here. Huh, this is... It really looks like... Is this someone's house? It looks that way, doesn't it? But this is a very fine inn. Wow. They call them Makia. Or Makia. Kyoto was originally castle town, so there were a lot of buildings like these where merchants and artisans would use them both as a work and living space. As time passed, they've deteriorated and more have been demolished. But recently there was a movement to reinforce these old buildings and renovate them into something new. But the quality of the old days remains. For instance, the outer facade is different from the building we live in, right? It takes things like not letting you see it from the outside and keeping cats and dogs from peeing on the walls into consideration. They're even worried about cats and dogs. Isn't that funny? So now there are a lot of inns that make use of the old Kiyomakia, and this is one of them. So if this was originally an artisan's house? It's entirely possible. This is an inn? A lot of Japanese hotels charge by person rather than by the number of rooms, but the Makia are more mainstream and charge by room. So if you're staying with your friends and family, they're your best bet. On the other hand, they don't feed you, so you may have to prepare food for yourself or pick it up somewhere. But I get to stay in a place that's pure Japan, so I don't mind at all. That's true. And even with that, Kyoto has a lot of delicious restaurants. Let's go inside. Oh, look out! Huh? Ah! Ow. Ow, 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 ow. Are you okay? Yeah? These buildings are made with the heights of old-time Japanese people in mind, so the ceilings are very low. That means tall men and foreigners have to be careful, otherwise they'll bump their heads just like you did. Also, the houses themselves... Oh, goodness. They're very small. The stairs are narrow and sometimes steep, so be careful. I got it. I'll be more careful when I'm moving around. Wow. What are you shouting for? You know, Akira, the house is so small. You don't need to say it so loudly. It's all tatami. All the furniture's made out of wood. Oh, look, there's a tiny garden. That's cool. The bathtub is made of wood. Seems awfully unfortunate. Like, not very good quality material to make a bathtub out of, but this is real Japan. Hey, it's not worth yelling about. Ow. I told you. My head. It hurts. Our time in Kyoto. It had its own appeal. Totally different from Tokyo. Our hotel might be more humble than the halls where Geico performed, but it was still a nice place. The food in Kyoto tastes completely different from the food in Tokyo as well. Kyoto was a nice place, not at all inferior to Tokyo. But being here for just one day, it doesn't seem like enough to experience it all. We're going back to Tokyo tomorrow, and in 3 days, I'll be heading home. I've got to make the most out of Japan and the time I've got left. And with that, I'm going to end the video here, and we'll start day 5 in the next video, so take it easy, everybody.